Let's talk about a big question. What is science? I mean, really. It sounds so simple, right? But it's actually one of the most important questions we can possibly ask.
You know, when I say the word science, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I bet it's something a lot like this. You've got the beaker, the light bulb. It's the classic stuff. We've seen it a million times. Feels super familiar.
But what if that's not the whole story? Not even close. What if the real answer is way more exciting, way more human than just a bunch of lab equipment?
Okay, so to get to that exciting part, we've got to do a little myth-busting first. We need to tear down the single biggest misconception about what science actually is.
And I'm sure you've heard this one before. This idea that science is basically just a giant, dusty encyclopedia full of things we know. You know, the Earth revolves around the sun, plants need light to grow, just fact after fact after fact.
But is that it? Really? Is a scientist just someone with a really good memory for a big book of facts? Or is there something more active going on here?
And this is where it gets really interesting. On one side, you have that library of facts. It's static. It's finished business. It treats science like a noun, a thing. But look at the other side, a process of discovery. That's dynamic. It's alive. It's all about asking questions. It treats science like a verb, an action. Totally different, right?
And that action, that verb, well, it's really a specific way of thinking. It's a structured way to explore everything we don't know. So here's the absolute key. The power of science isn't just in the answers it gives us. It's in the process it uses to find those answers. The how is what gives the what all of its power.
So what does that process look like? Well, it's this. Let's go back to that plant idea. Say you noticed your plant is looking kind of sad in a dark corner. That's step one. You observe and you question. So you form a hypothesis. Maybe it needs more sunlight. Then you test it. You move the plant to a sunny window. A week later, you analyze the results. Hey, it's looking way better. Finally, you conclude that your hypothesis was on the right track. See? It's not just about knowing the fact. It's the journey you took to figure it out. It's curiosity with a game plan.
Okay, so science is a process. Got it. But hold on, because we're about to take a weird turn. What happens after you've made your discovery?
I know. You're looking at this and thinking, the explainer will be English. What on earth does that have to do with science? This feels like a mistake, right? Totally random.
But what if it isn't random? What if this simple little sentence about language is actually a massive clue about a part of the scientific process that we almost always forget about? Because think about it for a second. You could make the most incredible, world-changing discovery ever, but if you can't tell anybody about it, if you can't explain it clearly, it might as well have never happened. It's useless.
The discovery is only half the battle. Your little plant experiment is just a personal story until you communicate it. Sharing it lets other people verify your results. It lets them build on what you found. Maybe they'll test different kinds of light or different plants. Making knowledge accessible is how we all move forward together. Science isn't a solo sport. It's a huge global conversation.
So if science is a process for figuring things out, and a huge part of that is sharing what you found, what's the bottom line here? Let's put it all together.
So if we had to redefine it, we'd say science isn't a thing. It's an action. It's what we do. It's the human attempt to understand our world by systematically questioning it, testing it, and, crucially, sharing what we learn.
And that brings us right back to where we started. But now, when you look at this image, you see it differently, don't you? It's not just the beaker of facts or the light bulb of ideas. The real science is the invisible line between them. It's the human curiosity, the process, the action that turns a question into understanding.
So here's the thing to remember. Science isn't just for scientists in white lab coats. It's a way of thinking. It's a tool for understanding that belongs to every single one of us. And it's all powered by that simple, incredibly powerful human impulse. Curiosity. Which really just leaves one last question. For you.